Ben May. I'm the owner of Alaska Solar. I've started this company in 2016. It was a good time to start. The price of panels had dropped a lot. So, yeah, of course, it was tough in the beginning. I was working by myself and did 8 systems the first year. And then eventually the next year we did 16. And then the next year we did 63 systems. So we doubled and then we quadrupled from there. The big difference in that third year was the Solarize campaign, the first one. It's a neighborhood-led program that vets contractors and helps customers feel safe and secure in going solar with someone. It was a big help. 32 systems were done through that Solarize campaign that year, and it really got us going. Since then, we doubled again to about 120 systems a year. This last year, we did almost 800 kW, and our goal most definitely this year is to get to 1 megawatt installed. And it's not very big when you look at in utility, but when you're doing it 10 panels at a time, that used to be the typical size, and now about 20 panels at a time on people's homes, and there's a permit and an application with each one. It takes some time. We have 17 employees at the peak of the season. About 5 of those are management people doing permits. A lot of time in the US is spent on compliance with the authorities having jurisdiction. So utility companies and city. And so there's a planned review for the structure of every building in Anchorage, and there's a process to go through with every utility, including an inspection of some sort with every utility that we work with. So the price of electricity is very expensive here. That's what makes it work for our customers. But the challenges are, first of all, the perception. We will always be asked, I think, does solar work in Alaska? And I'm sure that's true in all northern latitudes, because everybody thinks about winter and snow, especially when it's snowy. Right now, we're at monthly net metering in Alaska, and that's a challenge. So we can't accumulate through the year. But at least having some sort of net metering makes a big difference. And then when you look at a production graph for solar in Alaska, the production is high in the summer, and the consumption typically for many homeowners is high in the winter. And so sizing it is quite an issue. We're trying to squeeze as much in as we can between March 15 and we always stop on November 1 because it just gets miserable. Cold hands, short daylight, snow on the roof, shoveling the roof off in order to continue work. It gets unproductive and less and less safe. And then with that weather comes, snow in the winter. So there are structural issues. In Anchorage, it's not too bad. A typical panel with a 5,400 Pascal downforce is good enough, and that will also do the wind loading, which is of 130 mile an hour to 160 mile an hour gust, wind gust for 3 seconds is what we have to build to, and our panels are holding up to that just fine. But what we found is when we got into really heavy snow country, the panels were not up to the downforce of having about 3 meters of snow, and then it consolidates and gets rain on it. And 2 years ago and this last year, we've had about 1.5 meters to 2 meters of accumulated, like settled snow on top of our panels. And the result is that some of the panels are getting smashed down around the inverter and around the rail, and we're having to adjust to that. The adjustment that we've made is to go to a 3-rail system to support the middle of the panel and to buy a more expensive panel. We're currently using the REC panel, and its downforce rating is 7,000 pascals, so which is pretty incredible. So yeah, just getting a beefier panel. That panel is engineered in Norway, so that's no surprise there. So So that's been some of the things that we've done in order to to learn and compensate and still continue to do solar in the really snowy places because it still works in the summer once the snow all melts off. So.